There we were, heading east across the Atlantic Ocean, stowaways on a giant airborne fortress. Though time was short, we made sure to study up on our unknowing host, Arpeggio. While attending a prestigious boarding school, the young Arpeggio excelled in all subjects, but he never managed to keep up with the other boys physically. Sadly, his wings, due to their small size, were useless for flight. Furious at his feeble body, he focused his powerful mind to search for a cure in the works of the Italian Renaissance masters. Their notebooks provided the springboard for this sinister young genius, and it wasn't long before the Claw Gang took him on as chief inventor. His talents must have been at work repurposing all the clockwork parts for their criminal schemes, and now this mastermind is in possession of all the parts. It's only a matter of time before he puts them back together, and when that happens, well, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Hello friends, this is Kevin aka K-Man1 coming at you with another episode of Sly 2 Band of Thieves. In the last episode, we defeated Jean Bisson in the Lumberjack games, only to find out that he'd stolen and sold all of our clockwork parts to Arpeggio. And in this episode, we're going to be working on figuring out what Arpeggio's plans with the clockwork parts are. So, as we are entering this area, I think it's just like really, really well designed. Both in terms of just like the feel of it, because like you've got the rushing clouds always beneath you, and just like everything is just so big and mechanical, and it's just a really nice atmosphere for the final area in such a consistently strong game. So, it can be a little bit awkward to navigate if you don't know where you're going. So, I'm pretty sure I've taken the most efficient path possible, but I'm sure it'll be possible to find something a little bit faster than what I was able to pull off. So, here we are.
My instruments have picked up large magnetic fields radiating from inside that blimp. If Arpeggio's already started reassembling Clockwerk, that's where you'll find it.
Sounds good. I'm on my way.
Don't waste any time here, Sly. Get to the blimp and take some recon photos. To build a plan, we need to know how close they are to reviving Clockwerk.
Relax, Bentley. I've got it under control.
Alright. Sly's confidence notwithstanding, this is actually a very serious circumstance for us. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say it before it gets super serious. I think it's really funny how the bird got the bird's brain, and he's really smart, so he's far from a bird brain. That joke was so terribly delivered, but it would have been hilarious if I'd actually said it correctly. So, we're just gonna get awkward silence.
I had no idea they could reassemble Clockwerk so fast!
Calm down, Bentley. He might be in one piece, but he doesn't appear to be, you know, alive. Let's stick to the format here. How about some recon photos?
You're right. We need to be informed to create a plan of action. Try to get a shot of Clockwerk's head, a mech egg, and one of those spinning magnetic inducers. They seem important to the procedure, but stay away from the guards. If you get detected, we won't have time for a second chance.
Alright, and I almost jumped right into that guard's face, but the first photo is going to be right back here.
I'm sensing radioactivity from inside those mech eggs. I wouldn't get too close.
And honestly, all of the areas, like all of the mission spots within this area are really, really well laid out for the characters that are supposed to be navigating them. Because just, I don't know, it's just something about just the feel of this environment as just the finale to a game that I enjoy so much. It's just really, really nice. And I can't get this photo to save my life, apparently. So, you're going to kind of want to use the same strategy as with the spinner in Jean Besson's lighthouse.
These magnetic inducers seem to be holding the clockwork parts together.
Alright. And I'm pretty sure we need to get a picture of Clockwerk. Yep.
Clockwork appears completely inanimate. We still might have a chance. Sly, I'm detecting voices from the front of the blimp. I think it's Arpeggio.
Alright. So we've got to be super duper sneaky right now. And let's check out what's going on.
Neela's here too! There he is, the mastermind behind this blimp and the source of all our problems. I can't believe it! She must have been working with Arpeggio all along! I don't need to study those photos to see the writing on the wall. Clearly, Neela and Arpeggio have conspired together to rebuild Clockwerk, and it looks like they're dangerously close to realizing their goal.
Look, Bentley, I know it's not your style, but I need a quick plan of attack. Try to think of a way, any way, to stop Clockwerk from getting reassembled.
Well, those magnetic inducers seem to be holding the parts together. If you reverse their polarity, it should pull Clockwerk apart. Unfortunately, the inducer speed control station is locked down tight. Pickpocket keys for the 4 patrolling guards to get at it. Then you'll need to manually reverse the polarity of each inducer deck at the top of their rotation.
Consider it done.
Alright, so here again we have a classic case of reverse the polarity. And it's just, I think it's a little bit more applicable in this scenario, just because, you know, the magnetic poles are holding it together, so obviously if you were to reverse them, then they would end up pulling it apart. But it's just, reverse the polarity has become such a sci-fi buzzword that it almost loses meaning even when it's used properly. I don't know, maybe I'm just whining unnecessarily, and that's probably the case because, as we all know, I am more than a little bit of a geek. Anyways, this is the last guard we have to face, but he's gonna take a little while. He's gonna take his time, isn't he? Yep. No, it's cool, I'm just gonna steal you. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this guard down just because he's annoying to me. And I might get attacked for it, but hey, get over here. Alright. Didn't get caught, and it was worth. In fact, didn't get caught, so it was worth. Anyways, we gotta jump up to this thing, so we can do the thingamabob that does the job. Like bibbidi, bobbidi, boo.
Now that the inducer decks are spinning slower, get up there and reverse the polarity of each deck.
Since I brought it up, it still like blew my mind for like the longest time that, you know, Bibbidi, Bobbidi, and Boo from Dragon Ball Z were all Cinderella references. I just thought that was really clever the first time I found it out, and then even now I'm just like, I still geek out about it sometimes. But anyways, first polarity has been reversed, which, again, if you think about it, if it has the effect that they're claiming it will, just reversing the polarity of one should be enough to destabilize the entire thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have all 4 of them spinning around and wasting all this power. So, I mean, you could argue that they just have extras in case of, like, a power outage or something. But the fact of the matter is, as long as we've disabled at least half of them, these things shouldn't still be going. Or, like, the Clockwerk body shouldn't still all be suspended in one piece. It's just, you know, I shouldn't be expecting the most accurate science from a game where you literally play as an anthropomorphized raccoon. But it's just, when they try to be smart, they just rely on stuff like reverse the polarity, and stuff just ends up sounding really dumb.
What's all this then? The magnets have been reversed. But, by Jove, it seems to have locked the clockwork parts into place. Excellent.
Sly Cooper! Of course this would be your doing.
Ah, Mr. Cooper. No doubt you believed a reversal would pull the old bird apart, eh? But it seems to have had quite the opposite effect. I'm truly grateful. When fully powered up, I'll join myself to its circuit and be born anew!
All this because you can't fly. You're pathetic.
Immortality! Immortality is what I seek. The other Claw Gang members were much too short-sighted. They were satisfied using the clockwork parts to drive their various trivial schemes. But not me. No, I saw them for what they really were. The keys to life eternal.
So, what? You had Neela put me on the scent back in Cairo, and then waited while I stole the parts from the other Claw Gang members. All the while not arousing any suspicion that you were behind it all?
You make it sound easy, Cooper. I had to carry your pathetic gang through that first set of heists. I was overjoyed when Arpeggio let me toss you in jail. I could finally go after the parts myself.
Ah, but acquiring all the parts was only half the equation. Think, Cooper. What kept Clockwerk alive for thousands of years?
He was fueled by his hatred for my family.
Splendid! That's right! Hatred. Putting his gears and wires together was child's play, compared with accumulating that much hatred.
You can't make people hate.
Oh, my poor naive boy. My meticulous mind has found a way. As your hippopotamus friend will attest, spice consumption makes you both angry and susceptible to hypnosis. The Contessa, hypnotist extraordinaire, devised a way to command people through the use of flashing lights. I've created this blimp to be a massive transmitter of those precise light frequencies. The only problem I faced was finding a suitable source of light waves.
The Northern Lights. You've been collecting Northern Light energy so you could hypnotize everyone beneath the blimp.
Ah, hypnotize those who'd eaten food covered in illegal spice. Thank goodness for Dimitri. Through his nightclub, he got the whole city to consume the spice.
You're going to Paris to unleash a hypnotic light show of hate. That's outlandishly cruel.
Cruel, perhaps, but necessary to give Clockwerk his spark of immortality. Ah well, my new body awaits me. Be a dear, Neela, and keep him covered. Ta-ta!
Stupid Arpeggio. I double-crossed the Cooper gang, Interpol, and Carmelita. What made you think I wouldn't do the same to you?
This is preposterous! You're my protege, not the next candidate for my immortality. I demand you exit the Clockwerk frame or...
Behold, Clockwerk is born!
As we all know, things are looking grim. Neela has joined herself to the Clockwerk frame, and the Union has produced Clockwerk. She's out and free to terrorize the world. This blimp is still in motion to Paris. I can only assume Arpeggio's autopilot will activate the hate hypnosis light show. If that happens, there will be no stopping Clockwerk. She'll be immortal. But we still have a chance. In her new form, she'll need to draw a lot of energy from this blimp's engines to stay strong. If we can disable the engines, that should be enough to weaken her to a state in which we can attack. Getting at these engines will require all three of us to work together in perfect harmony. We've pulled off some tough jobs in the past, but they were just the warm-up round for what we'll be going through tonight.